Okay, start from beginning.
What's going on, MSFers? Dulom here, back here with another video, and today we're talking about Cosmic Crucible Season 13, and my defense that some people are going to copy, and most people are going to blame me if they see it, so that's not my problem. Now,
It was quite disturbing. It was quite disturbing how many people in Ultimate 32, even in my bracket, just straight up had Dulom defense. This guy has way too much power. Dulom has way too much influence in the Cosmic Crucible scene. We have like top 50, top 100 people copying Dulom? Guys, that's not okay. That needs to change. We're gonna tear into his defense.
I'm messing with you guys. I love it. It's hilarious. All right, so room number 1, hunting sense on defense and offense. Striker characters on successful attack apply bleed. Raider and skirmish at target. And then obviously the global rules are Arcadian support.
And let's get past the global
So
rules.
for room number 1, we're just doing a wild card room, to be completely honest with you.
Interesting.
So I am throwing in Spider.
Yeah, nothing here makes sense except the Noir. Noir goes fast and then puts out bleed. That's like the only thing here that makes sense. These two guys on defense can be countered by Black Cat, can be countered by Cabal. If you're really not sure what to do, bring Cabal with Lizard. You're fine. Nothing to worry about Cabal Lizard, and you're totally chilling. If you're just like unsure about what to do, but you can probably get a more efficient counter to this if you want, like a Black Cat, maybe an SNF with Black Cat and Lizard or something. There's a lot of things you can do here.
Spider-Man Noir in here
That's
for
a pretty
some
bad
speed
team.
to work off these room rules for the striker applying bleeds. His ult already applies bleeds, so it's going to apply extra bleeds. I might make him a Raider because I think the way this works is if the ult applies bleeds, if they're a Raider as well, the Raider will proc the extra hit. So I might end up doing that, which would be pretty interesting.
Yeah, it might be good. Might be good. If again, you have this team is one character. It's Noir. No one else on that team matters. Like literally, no one else here matters. No counter to this team will allow Hercules, Falcon, Doom, or Dorm to take a turn. The only character that matters here is Noir.
To work off these room rules for the striker applying bleeds. His ult already applies bleeds, so it's going to apply extra bleeds. I might make him a Raider because I think the way this works is if the ult applies bleeds, if they're a Raider as well, the Raider will proc the extra hit. So I might end up doing that, which would be pretty interesting. So that's really good. Super early bleed coming out there. We've got 2 rework characters in Herc and Falcon, and then we've got Dorm.
Hercules and Falcon are the 2 worst characters for CC. I actually think, especially for CC defense. Like not Cable. Sorry, what's his name? Vision and Scarlet Witch would have been better actually.
Mamu here just for some revives to make the team a little bit more durable, and then we've got Doom in here as another kind of meh factor. I have to make sure I don't push him or make a stupid mistake.
Yeah, but there's having Immortals, having Cabal, so many tools to deal with this.
And don't kill him quick enough or ability block him before I push him. I've noticed I haven't used Doom or Dorm on offense at all, so I figured why not throw them in a room because I really haven't been using them at all.
SD Noir team will be decent in 1 if your opponents underestimate them. If your opponents try the New Warrior, but like, who do you think in the top 50 is going to use New Warriors against SD Noir in room 1? Like, I have enough respect for my opponents that I'm not going to do that. They'll just use like Cabal Lizard or something. I mean, it's the same thing. And you won't have Black Hat for offense, which I think is a very important tool.
Honestly, I haven't used like a Doom Dorm combo in quite a while. Noir is really not on.
Doom Dorm, he literally used it in the Cosmic Crucible tournament, and he did it wrong. He literally tried to use that against Dorky's defense, the room 3 Sus Annihilator's path in 3, and he did it wrong. But
Fighter Society anymore, and then these 2 characters are just here for funsies. So
for funsies, aka useless, right? For funsies, also known as useless.
1 kind of a throwaway. It's just kind of in here.
Room 1 is not a throwaway. It's a very strong room. 1, 3, and 6 are your defensive rooms. You need to make use of them.
These room rules are kind of meh. You could put maybe like an Old Man Logan in here, but I really don't want to have too much too much on defense and then not have enough on offense, depending on how people are going to play the matches. So I want to make sure I'm erring on the side of caution and having too much for offense, and then slowly as the week progresses, as the season progresses, you put more and more on defense when you realize you don't need it. So for right now, this is what we're going to be running, but
Mm,
Old Man Logan would be
eh,
a good throw in here,
I don't
absolutely.
like that. I like to put more
Room
defense
number
heavy
2,
early.
Spec Ops. We've got on
What is
offense
that
and defense,
team?
all characters on successful dodge gain stealth. This is just a large team. This is just a
This is just a large team. Wow. Okay. I mean, nothing here does anything. She will never get charges. I mean, they're so slow. I mean, what is this team? This is gonna get SNF'd. He's begging for an SNF here. I mean, New Warriors might beat this. Actually, I think New Warriors should beat this, right? I mean, there's no charge. This is just nothing.
tanky team. I know I don't have the biggest Ms. Marvel or
Like, if you put Noir here, at the very least, Noir could bait some people into using SC3 Eternals, could get a one shot, could get you a defensive win, or something like that. This gives no chance of getting anything done. This team has no future. They're so slow. New Warriors should just win here. I mean, assuming you kill this guy.
Medusa, because I have not been buying the passes for them, because who cares? I'm not going to.
I
Uh,
think he's okay. What if he's big brain? What if he knows people copy him, so he's putting a dog shit defense out, and then he's actually gonna switch it up? Do you guys think he's doing that? Because I actually think that's more likely. Because he's not a bad player. He's usually pretty good with theory crafting. Like, there's no way he thinks this is a good team.
I'm probably going to end up changing Ms. Marvel to a striker, because she is better at striker at higher levels. So striker is probably the way to go on Ms. Marvel. But this room is kind of whatever. Wasp does dodge a lot. She has innate dodge chance. So Wasp getting that extra
Okay,
20%
okay.
damage from going stealth could end up deleting somebody with her special randomly,
If
and
he
that
gets
could
to
be pretty
take a
funny.
turn.
Wasp does hit like a freight train, and if for some reason she gets to her ult, that'd be really funny.
Yeah, if she gets
Strange
to
also,
take two
again, the
turns with
revive
a
chance and flipping
massively
a
slow
positive effects
speed.
is always really good. Again, I don't see this room doing too much, but it's still going to be pretty interesting, because it's going to be just big teams that are going to take another big team, so it's not a big efficiency sink.
What did he say?
Be just big teams that are going to take another big team, so it's not a big efficiency sink.
Big team that's going to take another big team, so it's not a big efficiency sink. Does that make sense? I actually think he's trolling. That sentence made no sense.
Room number 3, Momentum. So this is just like room 1 in Ultimate 32, except just less severe, less extreme. So
Yeah.
special abilities cost 2 more instead of 4 more, and then ultimate abilities cost 2 less instead of 4 less. So then they also added this line: when an enemy character dies, ally characters gain 1 ability energy. All right, so what I'm going to be running in here is pretty much what I was running in room 1 of the Ultimate
Okay.
32.
Not
The
super
only
trolling.
difference is I'm not going to be running the Kahori on defense. I'm going to throw Pav in here.
This is not bad.
You can absolutely throw Super.
This is not bad, but he's actually overdone it with BK. BK is more useful offense. You don't need BK here, I don't think. Unless you think your opponent's going to use Kahori, but you can just use another Breton. You don't actually need BK here. Um, because what BK does here is if they try to use Kahori to chain into like multiple kills, BK Ping will eventually get the Kahori low enough to where she just dies. Um, that's not going to happen here because Kahori will do a basic first. She doesn't ult turn one. So Kahori basics turn one. She might get off the taunt from Gladiator if they have an Ares or an APOC, but then she can't ult into anyone important anyways. Doesn't matter if this is BK or if it's a Sasquatch or if it's a Drax. It doesn't matter, right? They're doing the same thing effectively.
Scroll in here as well. That was an option that I definitely debated. Super Scroll is a pretty good option here. Because you got to remember, people are going to want to try to do Immortal in here, but Immortal does not work well without their specials, because you need Storm Special to take off the charges, take off the get the stun, all that.
You can also replace BK with Sus, which is what I recommended Dorky do. So that way, if they try to use Kahori on offense, they can basic into Gladiator, and they have to choose to kill either the Pav or try to kill the Sus. If they try to kill the Sus, Pav might pop off, or Thanos might pop off because of the splash damage. If they try to kill the Pav, the Sus might pop off. So even with the Kahori, they're not guaranteed to kill both Sus and Pav.
Kind of stuff. So Black Knight doesn't just rail you. And then Cabal won't work here because of the 3 Annihilators. So Pav here just to get an early ult and potentially delete somebody very quickly, especially if somebody.
I like Pav Skirmisher more just to counter a potential Immortals team. But in room 3, I guess Black Knight will be pinging. So Black Knight does this function as an anti-Immortals counter in room 3 because they won't be able to ship his charges quickly enough. So he will be putting out pings. So this is not the bad. This is not a bad team. This is a pretty legitimate team.
Trying to do like an Old
Pretty
Man
good.
Logan combo here. And then the 3 Annihilators are always good because they're stopping the vulnerables. Gore is great because he's going to be ulting turn 1 and I think turn 3 if I'm not mistaken. Same thing with Thanos Endgame. Black Knight's going to be ulting every other turn or every third turn after his first turn, so that's pretty good. But yeah, this team is just going to be very durable. It's going to take a large team to take this out. People are going to want to throw Black Cat in here to take the speed up from Pav. Maybe they're going to try some interesting things here. Kahori on offense could be a pretty good combo here, but you never know. I'm just going to be throwing this in here. Again, I want to make sure I have enough for offense before I really go.
That's so ironic because Black Knight's one of the strongest offensive tools you have right now, especially combined with Phoenix Force to counter Mephisto teams, to counter Odin, Illuminati teams. Black Knight is like top 5 offensive tool. So he's talking about how he wants a lot for offense, yet he has Black Knight. Like I would rather have Black Knight on offense than Super Scroll because I think he is more important.
Heavy on defense, but you can absolutely do Super Scroll here instead of Pav. That is a
You don't need 3 Annihilators if you're not using any tunes that use Termeter. That's true. Yeah, it's not like you're gonna worry about Cabal here, right? So you would only use 3 Annihilators if you're worried about Cabal. That's a good point. Yeah, for sure. You can just use Gladiator as a pre-taunt because he's the one that's the other pre-taunter, and you can use Thanos potentially for offense or another room.
more than fine option if you want to do that. Next up, we've got Resolve on offense and defense, all characters on death here. The only reason I think Orcus is
He just phoned it in. He just put the full team. Nothing special. No no Dorm, no Emma.
useful here is because Orcus is going to soak up a Night Stalkers, most likely. If it doesn't soak up Night Stalkers, it's going to take a Cabal Kang and old Emma, or it's going to take that Tangled Kang Guardian Kestrel combo as well.
Okay, still
So
didn't
no
mention
matter
my
what,
counter.
it's going to take a
Fuck you, Dulom. The best counter for this, if you're not using Night Stalkers, at least in my opinion, is Tangle Web with MOE. 2099 Weaver, Kang, Ultron, and Moonstone. Is what I've used this many, many times. If you've been a long time watcher of the stream, you've seen me use that team, exact same team, many times. It's solid, it controls the enemy team. You're just rewinding them so they never take a turn. And in room 4, it might be okay as well. The only thing that troubles me is if you kill the pre-taunt before Ultron gets the cleanse, it could be bad. So there is a little bit of RNG here. I think in room 4 it'll still be a little bit trickier, but he could have been running Dorm, he could have been running Emma. I think Emma would be a little bit more challenging.
pretty hefty team to take
I think you should take Dorm out of one and put him here, and put Doom on offense, and then just put something else in one.
this out. And if I'm taking Night Stalkers from this room, they're not going to be able to use Night Stalkers in 2, not use Night Stalkers in 1 for the permanent kills. They're not going to be able to just bowl over 3 with Night Stalkers with new stats. So Orcus is really just a bait for Night Stalkers, and a lot of people just see Orcus and they immediately want to go Night Stalkers, which is understandable because they're a very good team, a very good counter to them. But I think Orcus is a must on defense as a bait, as a soak up for Night Stalkers, so people don't have them elsewhere. Because Night Stalkers is such a versatile, very, very fast team. So
I don't know about very, very fast. They're quite slow, actually. But they are a versatile team.
Orcus is going to go in here. Other options, you might want to do something maybe with like Undying, but the problem is Undying is just opens yourself up to so
No,
many
Undying doesn't make sense. Okay, anything that involves Helen 4, I think will just get high-minded. Because the trauma don't matter.
options. New warriors feed off the turn meter.
New warriors feed off the turn meter. Can we get a wellness check on Dulom? Asking for, hey, what's up, Zoe? Let's hear that one more time.
So many options. New warriors feed off the turn meter.
New Warriors feed off Turn Meter. Guys, New Warriors were confirmed by Dulom. They're gonna feed off Turn Meter now.
Eternals with the double tap because of the Greg there. There's so many characters that feed off of getting those kills. Hive Mind would end up rolling this as well. So I think it's kind of unfortunate. So I don't know. And the trauma doesn't really do much. I don't know. It's interesting. I wish it put like offense down out there on if you got a kill on the enemy, then you got offense down. I think that would be a lot more debilitating because then Hive Mind wouldn't be able to just roll it. They would have offense down. They would have no damage. It would take so much efficiency, whatever it is. But I don't know. This room is kind of meh. So yeah, I'm just throwing in Orcus here. I don't really see anything else really fun or exciting going in here. Unless they just treat it like a blank room and they put something large in here. But I don't know. It's just kind of meh. Room number 5.
Oh, I forgot to mention. Don't put a large team here. Don't put like Odin Illuminati. Don't put like Mephisto Cohorti here because like Odin Illuminati, right? They're gonna go hard and kill characters early potentially. It's only gonna hurt them. Any large team you put here is gonna get hurt by the room rules. Like think of the counters to Odin Illuminati, right? All the time, I'm dying before you, and then I come back somehow. Like if you think about using Omega Red Phoenix Force, if you're thinking about using um, Sack and then using Astral Dorm or something like that, like all of those teams are going to benefit off the room. So don't put a strong team in four. Put a weak team that you expect to have characters die before they get to do a lot of damage, which is
We've
either
got
Orca Storm
Resurrection Protocol. So
or
offense and
the
defense, mutant characters on
Wanda's
spawn gate,
Revenge team.
revive once, and immunity. So I am going pretty large here. So we've got SK,
Wow.
new Emma,
What is this?
Nightcrawler, and Rogue. Now,
This is what I meant. This is a textbook example of what you should not put in five because they're just going to immortals this, right? So, okay, these are mutants. Oh, cool. Mutant. Oh, mutant, and sus. But the problem is, immortals will just run this over because guess what? Immortals are also fucking mutants. So they're gonna have safeguard immunity. You won't have special. Nightcrawler's not gonna do anything. He's gonna do a basic. Rogue's gonna do a basic. She's gonna do a basic. He's gonna do a basic. He's gonna do a basic. They're gonna get run over. Don't put this team. It's trash.
Rogue, I'm almost positive Rogue is a hero if I'm not mistaken. So I'm not getting the two hero, two villain buff here.
No, he was actually trolling.
Which
Yes,
is kind
I
of a
think he's
mistake
trolling.
actually. Let me see. I'm almost positive Rogue is a hero.
Rogue
But,
is definitely a hero.
I'm not sure. Is Rogue a hero?
Is Rogue
She's
a
a
hero?
horseman though. Why is she a hero? Stupid. Absolutely
So is Red
stupid.
Hulk.
She shouldn't be a hero. Hey, we're
No,
probably
he's
not going to
trolling.
be doing this. But I do like the Nightcrawler in here.
Trolling.
So I'm probably going to be keeping the Nightcrawler in here for sure because I don't think I'm going to need Nightcrawler on offense. Although you could
Okay, he doesn't need Nightcrawler on offense. He doesn't need Black Knight on offense. Two of the most useful offensive tools we've had in combination with Mephisto or Phoenix Force to beat toughest teams like Illuminati Odin. And he says he doesn't need either of them. That's insane. That's unhinged. That was unhinged. Would Extreme be better in five because trauma and pushing it early with the small bishop? Um, Maybe not Extreme, but unlimited because I want to have Nightcrawler for offense. I think Nightcrawler is a very, very useful tool. Nightcrawler and BK, I think, are very strong tools on offense, and they're not that strong on defense to the point where they're worth not having them on offense.
trade Nightcrawler for another villain. Um, you could absolutely do that and have the two villain, two hero buff because I keep forgetting the new Emma is hero, which really throws me for a loop. But I think Rogue in here is going to be an absolute necessity because Rogue is that reflexive taunt, so Rogue's going to be great in here. So maybe
So the reason why Rogue is good here is because she spawns with Safeguard, and the room gives you immunity. And immunity without Safeguard, it can be a liability if it gets flipped, like I mentioned. So Rogue is good here, but you also need other characters that have Safeguard. You can't just have Rogue. So Rogue with Gambit, and then some another unlimited character maybe, or with Forge can work. But Rogue by herself, not that good. Like, she's not that good by herself. I mean, she will have Safeguard immunity, sure, but um, she I mean, I just don't see it working out too well. I can just completely ignore her if I have an Immortals team, right? Like I don't have to interact with Rogue at all. I go with Immortals. He does a basic, does nothing. Big whoop. I stun. Who would I stun? I might stun Emma, so she can't cleanse the stun, right? I stun Emma, I rewind all of them. Rogue's not getting a turn until Storm deletes them. I'm pretty sure that's how that's gonna work.
Maybe you remove new Emma and put in a villain in here. You know what? Let's theory craft on the fly. We're doing it now. What are we going to do? What are we going to put? What are we doing instead of Emma here? What are we doing instead of new Emma here? We've got Mephisto. Absolutely not. We've got, let's go. Dakin. Still no. Need him for offense.
Is he
Let's
live
see
theory
here. Ooh, we
crafting?
could do
That's cool.
Phoenix Force with a revive. That'd be pretty funny.
He's putting Phoenix Force
Um,
on defense. A team that okay. So you know what's funny? I actually theory crafted an interesting counter to a potential theoretical Phoenix Force in room 5.
Not too many great options. Maybe I'll just throw like Ares in here for damage. Maybe like Doc Ock, because I don't really use Doc
Ares
Ock on
for
offense
damage.
either. So
Ares for damage? Ares does anything but damage. Ares has no damage. Ares has dog shit damage. Ares is the worst of the new stat characters in terms of damage. Because his abilities scalings are horrible. Ares does a lot of things. He gets rid of safeguard on spawn. He gets rid of if he is charged, enemies can't get charged. He's very good in war. The one thing he does not do is damage because he's slow as fuck. He's not gonna take a turn. Dulom, what are you doing?
Doc Ock can always be an option. You know what? I'm throwing in Doc
He's throwing Doc Ock. I can't do it. He's trolling. He has to be trolling. No,
Ock for some
it's
beefiness
confirmed. He's
because
trolling.
why not? And then they can't get offense
Because
down, so
why
maybe
not?
that'll be pretty
Why not? Okay. I'm throwing hand archer because why not?
interesting. So cool. Whatever. We're gonna throw Doc Ock in here for another villain. So now we got the 2-2 buff, heroes and villains. Night.
I mean, if he legitimately cares about this team and he wants another villain, there are many other good villains he can put here. Um, he doesn't even have to go for a mutant. He could go for like OG Emma would be a better villain here, because then that at least somewhat counters a possible immortals, right? Because then he would be faster than the immortals team, and he might do something. But he's gonna bait. I mean, like it's even that's not that good, but at least it's better than Doc Ock.
Nightcrawler is obviously going to speed up Shadow King a bunch with his
I mean, that's gonna
special.
be funny
Rogue
though,
is going to be that
right?
reflexive taunt when any mutants get knocked low. The mutants are going to have revive as well, so we've got Nightcrawler and Shadow King with revive here, as well as Rogue, so that's going to be pretty interesting. And then Super Skrull's just going to be problematic, as Super Skrull usually is. I have a feeling Immortal's just going to take this out, but that is A-okay with me if somebody comes in here with Immortal, personally. And now, room 6. Charging power. On offense and defense, all characters on spawn generate 5 ultimate ability energy. On ultimate ability use, apply ability block to all enemies.
Okay,
This
that's
is
not
going
bad
to
team.
be what everybody is doing
You know why he run
with
this team?
Illuminati Odin.
Because he lost against this team in Ultimate in a 5 tournament, and he tried to use Omega Red Phoenix Force here, and it didn't work because of the Weaver charges, and he lost. And he's gonna run this instead.
Every single
Doolittle actually finished. He went 1 and 2. He lost to Dorky, and then he also lost to Zero Cool Gamer because of this room, I think.
person is going to be taking Illuminati Odin in here and putting it on defense. If you don't, I think you're
Yeah,
trolling.
I should be like, yeah, this is a great idea. I should be like, everyone should run Doc Ock randomly with Super Scroll. He's a villain. Didn't you know that he gets a villain? And then when Super Scroll gets 2 villains, he gets extra mechanics that he won't be able to use because it's on his special and ultimate mostly that he won't be able to do when you use Immortals into here. Like, that's super relevant.
Personally, I'm not even exaggerating. I think you're trolling if you don't put this in
I think you're trolling in general. This whole video has been a troll,
room 6.
except room 6
I'm not
and
even
3.
exaggerating.
3
It
and
doesn't
6,
have to
okay.
be Weaver.
1, 2,
Could
4,
be
5,
somebody else,
trolling.
but Weaver is really, really good in here as well. So the reason why, let's read the
Let's see if his reasoning is correct. My reasoning for Weaver is it counters a lot of Omega Red Phoenix Force's mechanics and their retaliation. Whenever Phoenix dies, he does a massive retaliation. That does not get through the charges. That gets blocked, that gets dodged by, or misses by the charges. When Phoenix respawns with Dark Phoenix, she does an attack, she puts defense down. Both of those gets countered by charges. Let's see what his reasoning is.
room rules again. On offense and defense, all characters on spawn generate 5 ability energy, right? So everybody is going to be ulting turn 1, right? But You're saying, hey, that's a bad thing. Why would you want Shuri to ult turn 1? You want her to special. She's got that great ability block. She's got that charge removal to stop like Green Goblin Classic from doing some crazy things to you. You're very correct. But guess what? Shuri is hard-coded to not ult unless she
Okay.
has at
Yep.
least
People are
3
starting to figure this
charges.
out now. Good.
So Shuri is still going to special turn 1 as per usual. So she's not ulting, even though she has enough
Yeah,
energy
you
to
do.
ult.
You use Wheat Mephisto.
Fun fact for you. You're welcome. Hank is going to ult turn 1.
Fun fact for you, you're welcome. He is like 2 months late on this. I talked about this like 2 months ago. And he's acting as if he's like, oh, I figured this out myself. Whoa, you're welcome. But okay.
No matter what, that's fine. Captain Britain was already going to ult turn 1. That's fine too. I'm almost positive that's a truthful statement.
That's not true. He's not going to ult turn 1. What's going to happen is she's going to special, he's going to ult turn 1, and Captain Britain will go next, and he will be ability blocked. So he's actually wrong. Captain Britain was basic, but that's good. That's good because if they're trying to use a some sort of like chain attack, now they don't. I mean, it works mostly with another pre-taunt. If there's another pre-taunt and they're trying to use like Infinity Watch sack, then you can't target Captain Britain because there's another pre-taunt. But using Weaver, so I mean, it doesn't make sense. It should be Fortifier to counter a potential Infinity Watch sack attempt. So he's also wrong on ISO because he doesn't have 3 diamond. If you have 3 diamond, you might not need it. I would still run Fortifier just in case.
I'm almost positive that's a truthful statement. Captain Britain will always ult turn 1. And then guess what? You have a special from Black Panther. You have the ult from Hank. But Captain Britain's probably going to have immunity, so he's not going to be.
What? Where is he getting immunity from? Shuri specials, Hank ults. Where's Captain Britain getting the immunity? Where's this magical immunity that he's gonna have? He gets immunity when he takes his turn and he does his ultimate or special. It doesn't just come on spawn. It's not like they get immunity on spawn. No, the room rolls can't be resisted. The room rolls cannot be resisted. I'm pretty sure.
Getting ability block, so he's still going to get to ultimate. And then guess what? Then you're saying, hey, but Weaver can't ult to get the charges. But Weaver is at 126 speed. Guess who's
127.
at 128 speed? That's right, Odin. And when Odin uses his basic, he's going to clear all of the negative effects
That's true.
on allies.
That's
Well,
one
at
thing
least
that's
2,
true.
which is
If
going
he
to be
does his
enough.
basic.
Or if he specials, guess what? He's going to clear the negative
Yeah.
effects. Which
Unless
means
they have a Green Goblin Classic, which some people use, even though it's not the best team here. Unless they have Green Goblin Classic and they do the Green Goblin Classic ult, which puts trauma on Weaver. In which case, Odin, if he goes after the Green Goblin Classic, would not be able to cleanse Weaver's ability block because she has trauma now. Ooh, Dulom, did you think about that?
then Weaver gets to do her ult and put those charges up there. Now, what you're saying is, hey, just throw an echo here. You stop the assists, no problem whatsoever. Yeah, but if you're stopping the assists, then Odin's just going to basic anyway because he's going to have ability block from one of the 2 Illuminati members who are ulting turn 1. And then if you're like, okay, cool, so we don't need Echo then. He's gonna be, or let's make sure that he doesn't have that ability block, but then he's gonna special. If you're letting him assist, he's clearing that ability block. So then you're letting him clear that ability block, and then you're letting him special.
CB cleared ability block on turn in Dulom's match against EKG. Really? Is it because he dropped below 50% from the bleeds? And then Hank Pym's passive kicked in? I feel like that's might have been what happened. I mean, I'll check that video if you have a link to it and a timestamp.
And assist. So this room is going
He
to
shouldn't
be
be he shouldn't be dropping ability blocks for no reason.
absolute tank kicker, which is why you are going to need Mephisto on offense. I feel like if you do not have Mephisto on offense
I agree with
until
that.
Starjammers come out, you are also trolling. Mephisto
He's
is
made
an
one
absolute
factual
must
statement
on
so
offense
far.
because I don't see people clearing room 6 without Mephisto on
I
offense.
mean, they can clear it. It would just be tougher. I mean, like Omega Phoenix Force can definitely kill these 3 fuckers. and they'll just clean up with new warriors or something. Like Omega Red Phoenix Force will not be able to one-shot this. Possibly. You might still be able to do it if you get lucky. But the tricky stuff is like you will still be able to kill these three characters with Omega Red Phoenix Force. Just not everyone. So, I mean, I don't think there's ever going to be a situation where you don't full clear.
Now things change, people find new ways. We've got amazing
45-50? Let's watch it. Why not?
night. The Proxima's in here just to take a quick turn and make I don't full clear. All right, after that debacle that we're never going to talk about, so that's pretty interesting. So I'm curious to see how that's going to work. Nope, she's still specialed. That's fun. Okay, that's fun. Hank's going to ability block his whole team, though, so that's cool. All right, so we got the ability block out there now. Awesome. And then we've got...
He did clear it. Seems like a bug to me. Or is it because someone dropped below 50%? Or is it because of an assist from Odin?
We got the ability block out there now. Awesome. And
is it because Odin assists now? He got assist now? Is that what happened?
No, so that's cool. All right, so we got the ability block out there now. Awesome. And then we've got Black Knight, no taunt as well. We've got a stun on. We've got a,
no, because he had it.
We've got
it wasn't
Knight,
resisted.
no, awesome.
Right?
Ability block his whole team though, so that's cool. All right, so we got the ability block out there now.
Unless I'm missing something. He didn't get resisted. He wasn't assisting. He got the assist now buff. Because the buff will happen. Echo doesn't stop the buff. Echo just stops the buff from giving him the chance to assist. He will stop the buff. I don't know if maybe Hank cleared it when he dropped below.
Awesome. And then
maybe Shuri cleared it with Hank's passive.
Black Knight, no taunt.
It's hard to tell because neither of these two guys got cleared.
As well.
I guess we can tell if there's barrier.
Cool. All right, so we got, okay, that's fun. Hank's gonna ability block his whole team though, so that's cool. All right, so we got the ability block out there now. Awesome.
So Shuri was above 50%, right? And somehow she went below 50%. Oh, it's Omega Red Phoenix Force's passive, right? Is that what it is? It's Omega Red Phoenix Force passive. He steals 2% health from everyone on any turn. That pushed Shuri below 50%. And so they all cleared their negatives? Is that what happened? Yeah. Yeah. So it was Omega Red Phoenix Force's passive that steals 2% health on any enemy turn, that pushed Shuri below 50%, that gave Captain Britain that cleared the ability block of Captain Britain. Yeah. So it's intended, it's not a bug, but it's just very unusual for it to work exactly that way, right? But most cases that does not happen. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's just very unlucky, yeah. But I think most people would expect it to be a bug if you don't know the kits well enough. Because I remember Omega Red Phoenix Force steals 2%, and that does not bypass health triggers. So now we know actually that doesn't bypass health triggers. So not all health steal, percentage health steal bypasses health triggers. Because that one definitely didn't. And that was a passive health trigger, health steal as well. Interesting. Okay, I mean, Dulom just got fucked by RNG. All right, let's go back to where's his defense at?
Smart people in this community. But as of right now, I do not see Room 6 being cleared without Mephisto on offense. So here is your warning. Put Mephisto on offense because you will not be happy if you don't. Now, you can absolutely do a pre-taunt in here, or you can do Dormammu in here if you really want to mess with people, whatever,
Dormammu?
It doesn't matter. I may end up doing
that.
a pre-taunt instead of Weaver because the pre-taunt definitely messes with the Mephisto counters, so that's fun and exciting. But yeah, this is going to be my defense. Room 5 is probably going to be tweaked when I'm not on the spot looking at
Okay,
trying to find another good villain to put in here. Room 4, kind of a throwaway once again. Room 3, always a great room. We love to see it. This is BK on defense. You could absolutely take BK off of defense and throw something else in here as well. So you could have BK for offense to
Okay.
potentially counter room 6 with a Mephisto comp. But that's up to you as well. We also have room 2. It's just big, heavy hitters, new characters, new stats, Doctor Strange,
Yeah,
reworks,
I thought
all
it
those
helped
good
you
things,
because the
revives,
wording says
just problems
steal,
all
right?
around. And then
Steal
room 1 is
enemy,
a,
steal
hey,
2%
did
of
I
this
catch you with
character's
your
max
pants
health
down
from all
because you were
enemies.
stupid? Potentially.
So
So
it
cool.
feels like a steal to
But
me, but
yeah, room
maybe
1's
it's a
not going to be
coded as
much.
a
Room
damage.
1's probably going to get wiped by new warriors, so it's not like it really
Room
matters
1
much.
and 2,
But that's going to
if I had to give these rooms a score, room 1 and 2 would be like dog shit, like worst, lowest tier.
be much. Room 1's
Okay.
probably going to
Room 3 is like one below top
get
tier.
wiped by new
Room
warriors. So
4 is like, if it's like S to F, right? S is the highest. Room 1 and 2 are F tier. Room 3 is A tier.
it's
Room
not like it really matters much.
4
But
is B or C tier. Room 5 is D or E tier. And room 6 might be S tier.
that's going to be my
But
defense
overall,
for
it's pretty bad.
week number 1. As you hear